35% power, 150 millimeters per second, 120 lines per centimeter, grayscale mode. That's it. Those settings are all you need to start getting great photo and portrait engravings on basswood with the xTool S1 40 watt. I confirmed every one of them myself through an entire production session, not from a spec sheet, not from a forum post, from burning actual wood until the results were right. This is what those settings produce on basswood. If you've been guessing at numbers, running test grids that never quite dial in, or getting muddy overburn results that don't look anything like what you see other people posting, stay here. I'm breaking down every setting, what it actually does, and exactly when to adjust it. Let's get into it. These two pieces were run on the same machine, the same file, the same wood, and they look completely different. The one on the left was run at 60% power, and the one on the right at 35%. That's a 25% difference in power and the difference between a ruined piece and a result you can sell. Settings matter more than almost any other variable in laser engraving, and the xTool documentation gives you starting points that are way too hot for basswood photo work. The reason settings feel so confusing is that most of the numbers you find online were tested on different machines, different wood batches, or different software. What works on someone's D1 Pro might destroy your S1 result. What works on Baltic birch might blow out basswood. The only numbers that matter are the ones confirmed on your specific machine and material. Everything I'm giving you today was confirmed on the xTool S1 40 watt on basswood in a production session. These are not theoretical, they're real. Here's how this video works. I'm going through every parameter you see in xTool Studio for wood engraving. Power, speed, lines per centimeter, bitmap mode, air assist, direction. I'm going to tell you exactly what each one does, give you the confirmed starting number, and tell you how to adjust it when your results aren't right. By the end of this video, you will not need to run another full test grid on basswood ever again. Power. This is the one everyone gets wrong first. The confirmed starting point for basswood photo engraving on the xTool S1 40 watt is 35%. Not 60, not 50, 35. I know that sounds low, but this machine runs hot. At 60% power, it overburns basswood photo engraving to a completely solid dark mass with zero detail. 35 gives you the tonal range you need. This is what 60% looks like on basswood. Every dark area in the source image burns completely solid. You lose all the mid-tone information that makes a portrait look like a portrait. The laser has too much energy per point, and it just burns rather than engraves. 35% delivers enough energy to create deep dark burns in the shadow areas while still giving you lighter tones in the highlights. That range is what makes the image real. Here's how to adjust from the 35% baseline. If your result is too light, pale, washed out, lacking contrast, go up 5% at a time. Try 40% on a test square before on a full piece. If your result is too dark, if the shadow areas are filling in as solids, if you're losing detail, for instance, around the crown or the torch on this image, drop it 5%. 30 and 35 are your working range for basswood portrait work on this machine. One important note on power and masking tape. At 35%, the laser doesn't burn through the painter's tape reliably in the lighter areas of a portrait. This is correct and expected behavior. There's not enough energy in those areas to burn through the tape, but there's also not enough energy to stain the wood, so the tape peels clean. If you're masking a bold text design and need the tape to burn through everywhere, that's a different job. 60% fill mode, vector design, not portrait engraving settings. Basswood portrait engraving, confirmed power setting, 35%. Write that down. Speed. Confirmed starting point 150 millimeters per second. Speed and power are directly linked. Slower speed means more time the laser spends on each point, which means more energy delivered per dot. Faster speed means less energy per dot. When I say the confirmed setting is 35% at 150 millimeters per second, both of those numbers matter together. Change one and you change the result. Here's the practical rule for adjusting speed. If your result is too dark and you've already tried dropping power, try increasing speed before you drop power again. Going from 150 to 170 or 180 reduces energy delivery in a more gradual way than dropping 5% on power. The reverse is also true. If your result's too light, slow down before you bump that power up. Work these two settings in parallel, not independently. And always run a 2-inch test square when you change either one. Always. One speed mistake that cost me significant material during testing. At 220 millimeters per second, painter's tape does not burn through even at 40% power. Too fast. Not enough dwell time per point. If you're trying to demonstrate masking and can't get your tape to burn through, slow down first before you increase your power. 150 is your baseline. Stay there until you have a reason to move. Lines per centimeter controls the resolution of your engraving. How many passes the laser makes per centimeter of height. More lines means more detail but longer runtime. Fewer lines means faster runtime, but you start to see the individual scan lines in the result. Confirmed starting point for portrait work on basswood, 120 lines per centimeter. At 120 you get excellent crown, body, and torch detail without the runtime becoming unreasonable on a full-size piece. If you drop to 80, you'll start seeing horizontal line texture in the engraving, especially in smooth gradient areas. If you go up to 160 or higher, runtime increases significantly and you start running into diminishing returns on the S140 watt because the laser spot size limits how much detail you can actually resolve. 120 is the sweet spot. Leave it there. 120 lines per centimeter. Portrait work. Basswood. Confirmed. Bitmap mode. This is the one that trips most people up, including me early on. xTool's own documentation recommends Jarvis mode for blue diode lasers, and that is correct if you're letting xTool Studio process your image from scratch. But if you're using img-r to prepare your file first, which is what I recommend and what gives you the best portrait results, you must use grayscale mode, not Jarvis. Here's exactly why. img-r has already applied a dithering algorithm to your image, in this case Norton wood, converting all the tonal information into a specific dot pattern optimized for diode lasers on wood. When you import that file into xTool Studio and set Jarvis mode, xTool Studio applies its own dithering algorithm on top of img-r's processing. You're dithering the image twice. The result is degraded, muddy, and looks nothing like what img-r produced. Grayscale mode in xTool Studio tells the software to use the file exactly as it was processed. No second pass, no additional dithering. That is what you want. The workflow is img-r first, grayscale mode in xTool Studio. In img-r, upload your image, set your final engraving size, set your DPI to 318, select Norton as the algorithm, then choose Norton wood as your material. Download as BMP. Import that BMP into xTool Studio, set bitmap mode to grayscale. Don't touch Jarvis. Do not let xTool Studio reprocess what img-r has already prepared. That's the complete file prep and bitmap mode workflow for portrait engraving on this machine. Air Assist. This one's short, but don't skip it. The confirmed setting for the Air Assist for wood engraving on this machine is level 1, low, not high. Level 1. High air assist on wood engraving blows away the charred material from the burn point before it settles into the grain. That char is your contrast. If you blow it away, you get a washed out flat result with no depth, even at correct power and speed settings. Level 1 gives you enough airflow to clear smoke from the lens and prevent debris buildup without disrupting the engraving quality. High air assist and max are for cutting, when you need to clear smoke from a deep cut channel, for example. For engraving, especially portrait and photo work, level 1 every time. This applies to every wood shot in this video and to every wood engraving job you run. It does not change. If you've been getting consistently flat, low contrast wood engravings and you've been running air assist on high or auto, that's likely your problem. Drop it to level 1 and run the same file again. The difference is significant. Engraving direction. Confirm setting bidirectional. The laser head engraves on both the left to right and right to left passes. This is faster than unidirectional, and on the S140 watt with a properly focused beam, the quality difference on wood is negligible. Unidirectional can theoretically produce slightly more consistent results by eliminating direction change artifacts, but the time cost on a full portrait piece is significant and the visual difference on basswood is not worth it at these settings. Passes. 1. Single pass only. Multiple passes on portrait work overburn the shadow areas that are already being hit at full dither density and destroy mid-tone detail. Everything you need to achieve from a depth and contrast standpoint comes from dialing in the power and speed correctly on a single pass. If your result needs a second pass to look right, that means your power or your file prep needs adjustment, not your pass count. Here are all the confirmed settings on screen at once. Pause the video right now if you need to write these down. Power, 35%. Speed, 150 millimeters per second. Lines per centimeter, 120. Bitmap mode, grayscale. Only when using an img-r processed file. Passes, 1. Direction, bidirectional. Air assist, level 1. These are your basswood portrait and photo engraving settings. Confirmed, real, tested. For pine, increase power to 40% and leave everything else identical. Pine is denser and more variable than basswood, and it needs slightly more energy. For hardwoods like walnut and maple, you're in the 60 to 70% power range at slower speeds, but always run a test square first because hardwood density varies significantly by batch. And for MDF, 55%, 150 speed, it engraves with strong contrast, but it off-gases heavily, so for practice and prototyping only. One rule before you run any of these settings on a full piece: 2-inch test squares. Same material, same sheet, exact settings. Every single time you change wood species, every time you use a new batch of the same wood, every time you haven't run this material in a few weeks. 2 minutes, not a full test grid, your actual file, your actual settings on a scrap piece. The confirmed settings I just gave you are a proven starting point, not a guarantee for every piece of wood on the planet. Test first, always. If you want to go deeper on every mistake that ruins wood engravings, masking, grain direction, file prep, all of it, that video is right here. These are the numbers: 35%, 150, 120 lines per centimeter, grayscale mode, 1 pass, bidirectional, air assist on level 1. Run these, test them, they work. If this video saved you material and frustration, hit subscribe. I publish a new video every week on exactly this kind of real-world laser knowledge. I'll see you in the next one.